A narcissist's remorse that makes him so worried and frustrated after dumping you. Hey everyone, welcome back to our show. Today, we're diving into an intriguing topic: why narcissists fret after deciding to discard you. Before we dive in, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you resonate with our perspective, or do you have a different take? Let's jump right in. Picture this: you're suddenly cast aside. This typically occurs because the narcissist has been scheming up a backup plan, feeling neglected or undervalued by you. Eventually, they realize you're throwing up too many barriers and not showering them with the admiration and deference they crave. Instead, they yearn for adulation and to belittle you. While this might still grab the narcissist's attention, it fails to provide the constant adoration they seek. But why does this dynamic unfold? Because you, as their primary source of self-serving gratification, are growing weary of their incessant demands. Dealing with the narcissist's perpetual push and pull, threats, and endless hoops has become tiresome. You've bent over backward for too long and can no longer sustain it. So, the primary source begins to sidestep the manipulative tactics employed by the narcissist, like gaslighting, deceit, and other methods aimed at diminishing their self-worth. Often, these manipulations wear down the primary source, prompting them to distance themselves. This shift in dynamics unsettles the narcissist's ego, leaving them anxious and unsettled. Left to ponder the repercussions of their actions, they grapple with the possibility of losing a vital source of narcissistic nourishment. Witnessing their primary source express discontent and disappointment triggers a sense of panic. The looming spectre of abandonment, rejection, or being cast aside is a terrifying prospect. Often, the narcissist has preemptively prepared for such scenarios by compiling a roster of potential replacements or discreetly cultivating connections on social media. Armed with readiness, they swiftly pivot their focus to what's dubbed Supply B. With Supply B in their sights, the narcissist ramps up their efforts, showcasing purported kindness, affection, and sexual allure. Painting an enticing picture of the future, they skillfully lure Supply B into their web of deception. Master manipulators, they have owned their craft over time. As they escalate mistreatment of the primary source, they shed their facade of benevolence, revealing a darker aspect of their nature. By incessantly criticizing and fault-finding with the primary source, they aim to convey their discontent while simultaneously cozying up to the backup source. This duplicitous behavior serves a dual purpose for the narcissist. In their warped logic, it rationalizes their actions and lays the groundwork for their next maneuver. Concurrently, it initiates a smear campaign against the primary source, the very individual who once loved and cared for them. Crafting a negative portrayal of the primary source, this smear campaign is meticulously orchestrated to facilitate the narcissist's departure in the future. Provoking anger is a central component of this scheme. By instigating adverse reactions from the primary source, the narcissist gathers ammunition to tarnish their reputation. This tactic is particularly effective because the narcissist has cultivated a facade of amiability and charm within their social circles. Their involvement in religious or community service activities further bolsters this image, making it easier for outsiders to accept the smears against the primary source. The shift in affections to a new partner stems from the narcissist's desperate attempt to uphold the facade they've meticulously constructed and evade confronting their true selves. Fearing acknowledgement of their flaws or vulnerability, they seek out a new partner who can perpetuate the illusion of perfection they fabricated. Narcissists frequently engage in a cycle of idealization, devaluation, and discard with others. Driven by a profound need for admiration and validation, they struggle to form mutually fulfilling relationships. This cycle repeats incessantly, leaving a trail of emotional devastation in its wake. Narcissists continually shift from one source of validation to another, leaving behind broken hearts and shattered self-esteem in their wake. Meanwhile, the primary source is left to grapple with the aftermath of the narcissist's departure and the harsh realities it brings to light. For narcissists, the idea of solitude is not merely unsettling. It contradicts their deeply ingrained self-image. Their primary objective is to project an illusion of superiority in every aspect, be it success, spirituality, or overall excellence. Confronting their true selves, which they spent a lifetime evading, becomes inevitable in the face of potential abandonment. This genuine self embodies everything they despise and feel ashamed of, representing their greatest fear. To avoid this dreaded encounter, narcissists construct intricate facades and employ various tactics to conceal their true nature. However, despite their efforts, there are moments when they find themselves alone with their innermost selves. During such solitary moments, they are forced to confront the uncomfortable truth of their identity. The weight of their authentic self bears down on them, evoking an overwhelming desire to escape. Resorting to substances like drugs or alcohol, they seek temporary reprieve from the discomfort of self-awareness. Their aim is to numb their consciousness and blur the stark contours of reality, unable to endure the prospect of solitude without external distractions or validation. However, there are moments when, despite their efforts to evade scrutiny, narcissists find themselves in solitude. It is during these solitary encounters that they confront the stark disparity between the grandiose facade they present to the world and the stark reality beneath the veneer. This confrontation with their true self sparks not just momentary discomfort, but plunges them into a profound existential crisis. Such encounters compel them to reevaluate their entire self-concept and their perceived role in the world. The realization that they have been left alone, stripped of the omnipotent and flawless image they projected, induces considerable distress and anxiety. This situation underscores the fragility of a narcissist's self-esteem, which hinges precariously on external validation and admiration. Without the bolstering effect of external approval, they experience a profound sense of emptiness and worthlessness. The prospect of solitude is dreaded as it forces them to confront the unvarnished truth of their existence, devoid of their usual defensive mechanisms. It serves as a stark reminder of the chasm between the narcissist's public persona and their private reality, highlighting their desperate attempts to evade introspection. Paradoxically, their manipulative tactics, charm, and relentless pursuit of external validation only serve to deepen this vulnerability they strive so fervently to conceal. In their relentless pursuit to distance themselves from their authentic selves, they unwittingly entangle themselves further in a web of deceit, making genuine relationships and self-acceptance ever more elusive. The intricate dynamics of relationships, particularly those entangled with narcissists, often mirror the unpredictable world of sports teams and the decisions made by their coaches. Consider a scenario akin to scouting for talent in sports, where attention shifts to a secondary option dubbed Supply B, initially showered with praise and promises of a bright future. This phase resembles recruiting a new player with lofty aspirations and anticipation, yet beneath the surface lies a web of deceit and manipulation. Upon closer inspection, it becomes evident that Supply B pales in comparison to the primary choice, known as the main source. Despite recognizing this disparity, the narcissist persists in touting Supply B as the superior option, driven by the desire to maintain appearances. This narrative evokes the scenario of a fictional city grappling with the performance slump of their renowned quarterback, whom we'll dub John Champion to avoid repetition. Picture a scenario where the city's beloved quarterback, John Champion, renowned for his winning streak, suddenly endures a series of defeats, losing 4 consecutive games. Faced with dwindling faith, the city begins to doubt Champion's prowess, a familiar pattern with narcissists. Amidst calls for change, attention shifts to a rookie player, fueling hopes of a turnaround in fortune. On the contrary, this rookie lacks the experience and skill set of Champion. He fumbles through his role like a character from a comedy sitcom. Let's dub him Alex Anderson, who struggles to grasp even the fundamentals of the game. The initial support for this change, spurred by the city's impulsive reaction, swiftly gives way to regret. However, pride and the facade of strength deter people from promptly admitting their mistake. Resembling an ego, the city waits for the dust to settle before conceding its error publicly. Over time, Alex Anderson's shortcomings become glaringly apparent. Each game is riddled with errors, sluggish responses, and squandered opportunities, a far cry from Champion's past contributions to the team. Once excited about the rookie, the city now yearns for the days of success and glory epitomized by Champion. Whisperings about a possible return circulate behind Champion's back, fueling apprehension about losing what was once cherished. This narrative mirrors the cyclic pattern observed in narcissistic relationships, where the pursuit of perfection leads to continual rejection and undervaluation of partners. Unable to reconcile with anything less than an idealized reality, the narcissist perpetually seeks replacements incapable of filling the void left by their predecessors. Reacting emotionally to a fleeting setback, the narcissist hastily discards Champion, illustrating their propensity for rash, remorseful decisions. Meanwhile, Champion thrives elsewhere, akin to the main source in a narcissistic relationship, serving as a poignant reminder of what was prematurely cast aside, underscoring the folly of the city's choice. In the realm of narcissism, the pursuit of flawless victories without any setbacks traps individuals in a perpetual cycle of disappointment and yearning, compelling them to confront the consequences of their actions. Through the lens of an extended metaphor, the steadfastness exhibited by certain sports teams, such as the fictional Dallas Cowboys, underscores the importance of perseverance amidst adversity. In stark contrast, narcissists incessantly seek novelty and perfection, often at the expense of genuine connections and enduring success. This narrative of impulsive decisions, subsequent remorse, and the relentless quest for an elusive ideal resonates both in the realm of sports and personal relationships, offering a poignant lesson. Entering a relationship with a narcissist can resemble navigating a treacherous minefield fraught with psychological manipulation and turmoil. Driven by a relentless pursuit of validation, narcissists frequently find themselves ensnared in a cycle of discarding and replacing individuals, leaving shattered hearts and diminished self-esteem in their wake. Despite their efforts to evade reality, there inevitably comes a moment when the facade crumbles, compelling them to confront the void at the core of their existence. Breaking free from this destructive cycle necessitates forging genuine connections grounded in sincerity and emotional intimacy. If you found value in this discourse, we invite you to engage by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to our channel, empowering us to continue fostering thoughtful discussions. With your support, we can cultivate a community dedicated to mutual growth and support. Thank you for embarking on this journey with us.